has come from nowhere. It's sort of an unusual path to get to where she's gotten. I mean, would you agree with that? And could you sort of take us through it?
Well, I mean, I think, I've said this a number of times after she's run, that one of the great things about horse racing and the sport is a guy like Ed Stanko, who's had limited ownership and has bought limited horses in his owning career, can breed his first mare and the result be Princess of Sylmar. So that's kind of a cool story in its own, but to breed any horse that's successful is one thing, but to breed one from the first mare that you breed and have that one be Princess of Sylmar and win the Kentucky Oaks and the Coaching Club and the Alabama and beat Royal Delta, who's sort of the opposite, one that was purchased at a very high price. Sort of as a already accomplished horse. I mean, it shows you how different angles you can come in and be successful in this business. And so it's when Ed first called me and told me he was sending nice filly, Pennsylvania bred, you hope that they turn out to be productive horses. You never envision that they're going to turn out to accomplish what she has.
Was it surprising to you at all just how much she's progressed from her Oaks win to where she is right now?
Well, I think I was saying earlier that I think she was under the radar a little bit going into the Oaks. We felt like she was better than maybe the public thought she was, and a couple of her races at Aqueduct were what we thought were very impressive. We just didn't know, the level of competition she was running against there. So we weren't shocked by the Oaks result, and I think the one thing about the Oaks this year is it was at the time being touted as maybe the most competitive and exciting Kentucky Oaks we've seen in a while, and I think it's turned out to be that. Now that you look back and see what Princess of Sylmar has gone on to do, and Midnight Lucky comes back and wins the Acorn, and Closed Hatches does what she does, and also Dreaming of Julia was in there, and so I mean it really was. Sometimes those races come up and they're like, oh wow, this is a really deep field and a really great race, and it turns out you look back 6 months later and it wasn't. In this case, it really was.
The people that thought that she was the fifth on your depth chart of 5 fillies for the Oaks, perhaps in part because there was some question about whether you were a runner, that was not the camp's impression, even outside
we felt
of it.
like on her best day, the one thing that I was a little confused by was her first breeze at Churchill. I wasn't particularly pleased with it, but her second breeze was the one that was the one that sold us on going ahead and running her, because we kind of went there with the idea that let's see how she trains. If she doesn't show us that she likes the Churchill surface, we'll go the Black-Eyed Susan. And the first breeze over the track, I wasn't convinced she liked it, and the second one we were.
Was that when you went ahead and worked her on the outside for her second breeze?
Yeah.
Is that naturally where you think she's just more comfortable being?
No, subsequently she's fine inside. It was just, I think, part of it, for whatever reason, we were seeing that with a lot of our horses at Churchill. Churchill can be a quirky surface for sure.
Can you talk about what she did this morning? And you went out early and were on the track with her, just getting adjusted to the new surroundings.
Actually, I was really pleased with the way she came in. I mean, her energy level was outstanding this morning. She marched to the track like she'd been here every day, and I thought her gallop was very enthusiastic. So I don't know, it was just being in a new place and her being excited to be here, or knowing what's going on. But yeah, she was on her A game today.
I mean, after the Oaks, did she just build and build after that?
Well, the plan after the Oaks was all along to focus on the Alabama. A long time ago, Ed said to me, the one race that sort of his dream race to win was the Alabama. So that's why we decided not to run back after the Oaks in the Mother Goose or one of those races, and give her time to wait for the Coaching Club so that we could have a race over the track and hopefully bring her to the Alabama in the best shape possible. And fortunately, it worked out.
What was the race that really wowed you about her, and you totally thought that, wow, this filly is?
I'd say it would be the Kentucky Oaks, the Coaching Club, the Alabama, the Bellarmine. Yeah, she's put together a pretty unbelievable resume this year.